Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, and welcome back to Mass Effect 5e Shadows in the Light. I am your host and game master at the moment, Tom117Z, and with me today is this brave band of space adventurers and nitwits, starting with Skijarma, also known as Tone Shift, playing Scrap, our Geth musician.
Reporting for duty.
Next on the list is Zelina, our Asari Ardak Yakshi Vanguard.
Hello, darling.
Did you just call us dumplings?
I said darling.
It sounded like you said dumplings. My bad.
All a bunch of
No.
dumplings.
Oh, I mean, with her hunger, probably.
Lightheaded.
And next on the list we have Scarlers Lal, played by Lightning Flash, and he is a Viper Infiltrator.
Greetings.
And last, but certainly not least, we have Calum, playing Nylene, our Terran Vanguard slash Infiltrator subclass multiclass thing.
Nixeling, but greetings and beyond the known.
So, last time we had a bit of a Session Zero introductory session where all of you, going about your lives separately, started to have the hints of your fate become intertwined. We had Scrap being met by a Quarian, who is Needfil Narkila Vatea, the female Quarian infiltrator, with whom they came to a tentative and highly unorthodox understanding between a Quarian and a Geth who has a whisker in hand, which led to them heading off under the stars, Scrap looking for any sign of a group of human children whom he had lost contact with Neem seeking a gift to conduct her pilgrimage with. Then we had Scarlers Lal on his homeworld of Betria Prime, conducting a task, assassinating a Turian, having a rather intense laser sword battle on a rooftop, which went on for a while, before eventually Skull was successful in beheading the Birdman. Then we had Nixeline, who we found on their home planet, deep in the dark cave cities of that world. And then, last but not least, Zelina, on the asteroid station city of Omega, the armpit of the galaxy, many would say, if not other lower ends, where she has been working as an enforcer for the local warlord Aria to look. Accosted by a young, inexperienced Justicar, very much determined to either drag her back to the monastery where all the other Ardak Yakshi are interred, or bring her body, if she was unwilling. It quickly descended into a gunfight, which, though Zelina was injured in the process, she was successful in ending her foe. What all of you had in common was the approach of a diminutive little drone made of holographic hard light named Icon, offering each and every single one of you a job, a yet undefined task, but all of you shall be paid to the excess of 100,000 credits each for the completion of this yet undefined task. You were given one simple directive, very easy for one of you. Go to Omega. Speak with Aria Taloke. And then there will be more enlightenment on the situation. And that's where we ended off. And that is likewise where we shall begin.
Oh my god, at the exact moment you said that, someone came knocking at my door. 1 second.
Grandma!
Yeah, I know about the fucking apples. I can't do that right now.
Excuse me. Interruptions.
No.
I knew them too well.
Same.
Dang it.
Was it Grandma?
Yes, it was Grandma. harassing
No
me about
surprises.
this.
Always
harassing
Grandma.
me about shit we'd already talked about earlier.
Woohoo.
And not able to comprehend that I'm in the middle of a thing. Ah,
Hi, Grandma.
don't encourage her.
I've enjoyed a beer liver.
Trust me, it gets old very quickly. I love that woman, but my god, is she a headache.
So, as I was saying,
Yes.
all of you have arrived on Omega. Having arrived at different times, as a leader, for you it was a rather simple affair, given that you were already there to begin with. So all you had to do was keep living your daily life as you always do, and wait. Apologies for the cough. I am recovering from illness. Scarlet's Lull. You were the first to arrive, having made yourself available in the cargo hold of a passing vessel before slithering out undetected, alongside your little holographic companion who very quickly ditched you after excitedly babbling about how it was the first time that he'd ever been a stowaway aboard the ship, and the data was of great consequence to him. And then he vanished without so much more of a word. So you have been on Omega, waiting for further information since then, surviving how you usually are wont to do. Quickly, Nixaline, you also found yourself on the station through very similar circumstances.
Yes, watching the individuals from afar and keeping an eye out for anyone who pretty much doesn't exactly fit the crowd that could be potential co-workers.
Very difficult on Omega, because it is a melting pot of everything you can about imagine in the galaxy.
Yes, but
There
there's
is
one
no
thing that
such-
sticks out.
And that would be? What are you looking for?
Looking from afar, probably noticed the only snake slithering up.
There are probably a couple more. And, like, again, Omega is a melting pot of everything in the galaxy. Even the small races, if it's only terminus systems, it's probably at least one of them here somewhere. This is a very vast station where a lot of people come trying to, seek some manner of fortune and end up getting stuck here, whether they want to or not. And finding that this place is, if you have no money, a very bad place to be. Still.
Nevertheless,
Well-
the high points of keeping an eye out.
That's fine, you kind of keep an eye out, but there's nothing for at least a few days of particular consequence. During those few days is when a shuttle will arrive. A modified Kodiak, one of thousands that probably come through on a daily basis, arriving in the dock areas, where Scrap and Neem will depart. Icon in tow, which is where we shall specifically begin. As Scrap, you step onto the gangway. The corridor around you is dirty, it is grimy. There is a Batarian worker doing some haphazard maintenance on a rusting ventilation fan. It doesn't look like this place is very well maintained, more like Perhaps serviceable barely.
So it's kind of grimy and dirty then?
You right? Emily is doing icing for a cupcake she was baking, and I think she drops some.
Oh no!
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Is it alright?
Rescue the cake.
You rescued it? Good. They say hi.
Hey.
So, sorry, you're saying? That,
I was saying it's all kind of dirty and grimy then?
it is a very dirty and grimy.
Alright. Scrap will turn to Neem. Advisory. Though it is commonplace for your people to make sure your suits remain intact and sealed, I would advise triple caution in this environment.
Gila, there was like an entire 100-page manual on Omega before he even left the fleet.
And I
There
have
was a reason I
summarized...
tried very hard not to stay here after the first time.
Acknowledged. Regrettably, my outer chassis is likely to draw unwanted attention.
My systems indicate, Icon kind of floats forward, that atmospheric loss only occurs on the Omega structure 2% of the time.
That is a concern for Neemthil, but it is not a concern for me. My concern is my appearance.
Fortunately, my suit comes with inbid oxygen, so I'll be fine. Also, as for your appearance, it is my experience that Omega is a place where people do not, and I quote my creator, give a shit. Unless they can rob you of your credits, then they might give a shit.
Acknowledged.
Excellent. Now, with that is due, I would have you follow me to the entrance of the Afterlife bar. You are expected by Aria to Loke, the aforementioned bitch. I will summon the others.
Inquiry.
Inquiry accepted. Proceed.
You routinely refer to Aria Talok as, quote-unquote, a bitch. Is it safe to
Indeed.
presume that this moniker is safe to use in front of her or no?
Aria Talok is known to flay her enemies alive with her might if they displease her.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, Scrap, let's not piss off the angry Asari warlord.
Acknowledged.
Excellent. Follow me. And Icon turns around and starts bobbing down along the corridor. You see that Batarian worker kind of look up at him, look up at you, Scrap, look at the Quarian next to you, mutter something about not getting paid enough for this shit, and just get back to work.
Alright.
They're the smart one.
You get the sense that most people typically know to keep their heads down on this station. It is a way of life. Particularly for the small people who don't have guns.
Fair enough.
As for the rest of you in this little bastion of lawlessness in the Traverse,
Yeah, I was gonna ask for probably awareness for Scrap, but never mind.
I was going to say, as you are doing your individual things,
Because as soon as she sees someone walking around as, well, all mechanical, her eye is pretty much shining like a glimmer and is now approaching Scrap.
well, give me a moment, because, as I was about to say, from their end, as Icon was talking about summoning the others, the rest of you have your Omni tools start shining with a message sent.
Oh?
Both Scarlet and Nixaline have a message from Icon to converge outside the gates to the Afterlife Club. Nixaline, you simply have a message to inform your employer that the others have arrived and to wait there.
Do you mean Zelina?
Zelina, Yes, Selena.
You misspoke and said Nick. Celine's like,
Shut up.
no! I'm a chatty
Yeah,
motherfucker.
sorry. You,
Leave him alone.
you'll be in the bar already, so you'll go to Aria.
She just like acknowledged it with a hum or something.
So, with Neem and Scrap following Icon, Nick, Celine, and Scar, you are following the message?
At first, yeah, but as soon as he gets a glimpse of pretty much Scrap and, of course, a familiar hovering light drone. Well, it doesn't have to take 1 and 2 to figure out who they are. Although... Definitely eyeing up Scrap. And definitely follows.
Indeed. As you all begin to converge outside the Afterlife bar, where even outside the din of some kind of electronic sounds you might call music are immediately within audible range. There are a lot of people hanging around outside, crowds, many trying to get in, many drunk off their asses, laying in the streets. Some of them you're pretty sure are dead. There is a very long line waiting to get in. However, at the door, everyone is being checked over first by a large Elcor bouncer flanked by a Krogan mercenary, a very large shotgun.
Aria's expecting me. Ugh. Annoyed. If she were expecting you, you would be inside. That guy never moves. I was honestly kind of surprised he wasn't still standing there arguing with the Elcor by the time of Mass Effect 3.
What, Cerberus is running around the place, still trying to get in.
Yeah, it's like they just saw those two just static as like, those two have been a decoration in Omega for like years. Just let them be, they're harmless. You gonna let me in or not?
Good.
Furious. Aria's not even on the fucking station.
Just the General's command post now. Incredulous. Fuck off.
Fine, we've had a change of leadership. I need to go in there and talk to them.
Why does this god sound like Kuvu?
Elcor are very large individuals who have very monotone, deep voices to the point where, since other species cannot understand their emotional tones, they outright say it before their sentences. For the convenience of others. Very manipulatable, you know. But either way, as you approach this site, and indeed, there is someone having an argument with the Elcor, seemingly trying to get in, and the Elcor just seems characteristically unbothered. Scrap, roll for me a perception check, please.
Oh, goody. I'm good at these. I'm famously not playing Skunk today. That is a 6.
6.
Oh no.
Your usually glitchy ocular implant scans over it. You kind of you're enraptured by that guy, yeah. Pretty much as he says, like uttering something about Aria, expecting him. The Elcor mentioned something in turn about this being a weekly occurrence, and it hasn't changed within like years, and it's never going to happen. You do not notice that you are being stared at from across the plaza by a Batwoman. Nixaline, what are you doing with the sight of this metal man, accompanied by a woman in a tow, obscuring all features but her glowing blue eyes.
Pretty much examining and trying to figure out how such a thing is functioning and if it even is merely a simple function or has its own personality about it. And then notices it has a whisk, turns her head and thought, oh, does it bake?
With great difficulty and limited success.
He tries, bless him, he tries. Anyway, I'm going to have Neem roll a perception check, because why not? She is here.
And I'm her scrap, goddammit. No one's gonna take her scrap heap away.
I put too much investment in this bus jet. Natural 1.
Oh, goody!
Oh no!
Surround me with a changeling, a zebra, a unicorn, and a pegasus, and I will be fine. That is a deep cut for some of you.
Yeah.
And I know what happens next chapter, you bastard.
I need you to face the chapter so I can see them. Anyway, I've done it, isn't it? So, Neem is just kind of looking around, gives a shudder. Remember when I mentioned a face down of angry? When it was the right of.
What was that? You're cutting out a bit.
Remember when I mentioned having a face down with a very angry Krogan? It was right over there. It was very disconcerting.
Acknowledged. Open space, minimal cover, clear sightlines. A Krogan charge would be an advisable tactic from their perspective. You would have needed to exercise a great deal of agility to avoid being thrown over the edge and into the chasm below.
Impressive. I'm not sure for a charge. I'm not sure when it comes to Krogan, it is a matter of advisable tactics more than angry blood rage. I'm going to squish the Quarian into the dirt. But yes.
Their angry blood rages are an advisable tactic, as that is how they evolved. It is their biological specialty.
It is also used pretty much every time they have opportunity, but you know. While this is going on, Skull, you are also approaching the plaza. There, you do see Icon in the company of a metal man and a individual in an environmental suit.
Oh, good. Competition.
We're collaborators, pal.
Either of you actually approaching?
I shift over and see a newcomer coming in.
I suppose he just slither over.
So, Scrap, you see a rather imposing-looking snake alien approaching you. He has a very large gun on his back, currently not drawn, but he is glaring at you with intent.
Scrap will make eye contact for a given definition of the word and just observe the approach cautiously but non-aggressively.
Keela, is that can we help you?
I am here for the mission. I'm assuming you are here for the same.
Ah, it is the individual with the habit of eating humans. Hello.
Oh, goody. It's the floating eyesore.
Greetings, I am Icon, as I will reintroduce myself. I am not actually an eye. Or eyesore. I do not have that functionality.
Observation. Eyesore is a turn of phrase referring to something being unpleasant to look at for long periods of time.
Fascinating. I do not consider myself unpleasant.
The perspective
This is a contradiction, I will note.
The understanding is dependent upon individual observation. What one finds unappealing, another will find very appealing. I lack the capacity for preference.
Fascinating. I will make a note of this. Right. So, you were saying you were acquainted? Indeed.
Oh.
This is another individual for your mission.
Tom, you are being summoned.
He knows.
Yep.
She is presenting cupcakes to me.
Hey!
Cupcake!
Share with the rest of the class!
If only he can.
Bastard!
Unless you would like
Okay.
unless you would like squashed airmail cupcakes.
Damn, if only we had the Willy Wonka freaking technology.
Okay, you know
we
what?
could just
Honestly,
send
that
it
sounds like
through.
it would be a fun baking experiment. Making like flat cookies that look kind of like cupcakes that got squished in the mail. Sounds like it would be a fun experiment, frankly.
We have chocolate cupcakes now. They are currently cooling, but we have them.
Yay!
Nice.
She is wanting to get proficient at baking for when George is born. So
Nice.
she can make them cakes.
Aww.
That is
Third.
so cool.
Mush cake.
She was very excited at the idea.
Yeah, that would definitely help her.
Be that as it may. Continue. Icon has identified this snake creature as another of your teammates to be.
Well. If I would have expected a snake upon our little, camaraderie, I would have suggested perhaps more information before coming. And she's immediately expecting your rifle and pretty much is holding it. But what do we have here?
What?
Whose rifle? Sorry, whose rifle are you holding?
Basically, the
Smells.
individual. Yeah. This is a bit odd. I always saw your kind as the more close and personal type, if you know what I mean. But not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
Skull moves to snatch it back.
Ask, please, and I will give it back.
Okay, so first, I'm going to have a couple things happen here. Don't just say, "Oh, I steal it." That's that. Is it going to require rolls? All right.
Mm-hmm.
She is not willing. So now, Ixaline, you put your hand on Scarl's rifle and try to move it away from him. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make a sleight of hand check, please. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
Right, if you're gonna do things, you might require rolls to. I don't mind, like anything else.
Yep.
Things don't just happen, particularly when they're opposing other people, other players.
Indeed.
Let's see, sleight of hand.
So if you do a sleight of hand check, don't roll it yet.
I'm just looking for it, don't worry. Ah, there it is.
Mhm.
I'm on standby.
Sleight of hand versus Scarl, your perception check to see whether you noticed Nixaline's approach in time to avoid.
Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just restarting the thing.
Oh dear. Not again.
Yeah, so sleight of hand check from you, Nixaline, and Scar's Law, a perception check.
Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, bloody hell.
7.
Okay, here's a good shot.
Yep, 7 from a natural 1.
Oh, from a nat 1. Oh, that's a natural 1. That's a good failure.
I mean,
That
those aren't
one.
a thing in D&D 5th edition generally, but however you want to run it.
I mean, yeah, that one's another one. I mean, yeah. So, Scarl, you just need to roll anything higher than a 1.
Fast snake reflexes. Engage.
1 moment.
Bless.
There you go.
So what's with the 22?
That's
a
it.
second roll.
That's
but
if you
it only-
if you had rolled with advantage, you would take the higher of the two
disadvantage.
numbers. And if it's disadvantage, you would take the lower of the two numbers.
Because it's a single roll, you just take the first number.
Yeah.
Which is 7 more. Well, it was a natural 1. So.
Yep. So here's a good chance of pretty much stopping me.
Yeah. As long as it's higher than a 7. Which it
Yep.
is.
A dirty 20. So, yeah. You kind of hiss that at Nylene and Ixaline as she is moving your sniper from its holster on your back And you very quickly whip your tail up, take hold of the butt and rip it clean out of her grasp, and you're so now facing this strange Batwoman that just appeared out of nowhere and tried to steal your shit.
Oh, good. Your reflexes aren't sloppy. Good to know. I thought it might be a bit
Advise
cold.
you to have caution around me. You look like a good snack.
Alert, do not eat your teammates. Nick Celine is another member of your party for this job.
Indeed, sir.
If you eat her, I will need to find another car of return.
If you could. Now, you see here. I suggest you keep your snake features away from me, or I would defang you and skin you alive, and probably use your scales.
Okay. The Quarian kind of steps in. So, you're in this job recruited by this crazy boss shit of a floating orb, and you are too, correct?
I am aware.
Yes. Fine. So are we. I am Nimthil na Kilavataya. This is Rap. He is a nice guest. Do not shoot a nice guest.
Recommendation:
Gee,
avoid hostilities or
turns
threats of
ahead.
hostilities with teammates. It is not likely to lend to group cohesion.
Yeah, she's turning her head as soon as you heard the name. Okay. Query.
Proceed.
Were you named that when you activated, or did someone call you that? Crap.
It is a designation granted to me by the individuals who discovered my damaged chassis and restored it to functionality, approximately a year ago. In the absence of any other designation or serial number, it is an effective moniker for this individual platform.
I see.
It's better than just calling him Geth. And it fits. I try to repair him here or there, but some of those things are very ingrained. Also, I think he likes them.
Give it character, buddy.
See?
Oh. How very fascinating. My guess is some forms of recordings from individuals you interacted with, yes?
This platform retains consistent audio and visual recordings of all experienced events.
Ah. Truly, you're more worthy than the name Scrap. You are a marvel.
These functionalities are universal across all Geth platforms, or so I am led to believe. However, due to my disconnection from the consensus, these memories are unique to me and me alone. They cannot be shared or uploaded nor downloaded. Not easily, at least.
Also, Mean kind of steps between Scrap and the Nixilene. He was my discovery, so find your own.
From what your interesting friend has just told me, I don't think I'll ever find one so as lucky as you.
I am willing to
Truly.
answer questions.
Besides, my people claim
Well,
to be Geth. I have more of a claim than you ever will. So, bear that in mind.
I get it. Finders, keepers, and alls, but keep in mind, he clearly does have a personality of his own. But since you want to answer any questions, I'm curious. Your appendage there, a risk. What is that about?
It was an improvisational, quote-unquote, art project by the children of the human colony where I was reactivated.
He tried to pick a cake once. I still haven't got it out of the heart.
The initial implementation relied heavily on a substance known as duct tape. I made modifications myself after the fact to make it functional. He lifts the egg whisk and it spins. I am told it is amusing.
It gets thrown.
It certainly is amusing.
Excellent. Then it is serving its intended function.
Speaking of intended functions, if we are intended to act as a team, I believe we have introduced ourselves. So who are you?
Of course. Where are my manners? Nick Celine, pleasure to meet you.
And
Even though
the other one? Looking at
Yeah.
Skull.
Yeah, pretty much just giving you a bit of a glare at the moment.
My name is Skullaslal. That is all
Uh,
you need to know for now.
Alright, so what was this about you eating a human?
Oh, the natural thing for
Well,
his
it'll...
kin.
Well, I just came here immediately after an assassination mission. It was
Right.
it would have been a pity to waste such... It would have been pity to waste such a delectable... such a delicacy.
Well, if you get any ideas, my body is made of dextro amino acids and will only poison you to death, so I would not advise it.
And I'm definitely off that menu, or we're seriously gonna have a problem.
And he would just taste terrible, points at Scrap.
Don't
Correct.
worry.
Correct. I am made of plaster, steel, and carbonated alloys and fibers. This platform is not useful as a source of sustenance for organics.
Don't worry, I have standards.
Yes. See to it that you do.
Though
Although,
if you
observation.
intend to be mouthy.
Observation. If your choice of meat is a fresh carcass on the ground, your standards could do with slight revision.
Oh, let's do that.
Standards of species.
Acknowledged. Your species is unknown to me.
If your standards are human, your standards are pretty basic.
I have heard a few of my kin encountering them. Doesn't always end well on either side. But
How about we just
I'm
agree
willing
no
to
eating?
batter. I'm willing to bat an eye so long as it behaves itself.
Okay, maybe not a kid, not going that far. He, I presume? As fascinating as this discourse and initial... words. As fascinating as this discord and initial bearing of chest and muscles is, I do believe we have one member outstanding who we should collect from Aria to Log.
Oh, more introductions. Goody.
Acknowledged. Left to our own devices, boredom will lead to means of filling the time, which in current circumstances could lead to hostilities and frustrations. Provided direction, we will have something else to focus on that will mitigate any risks of confrontation.
Right, and I'm trusting everyone here will be on their best behavior, because I'm sure we could all use the credits, and I do not want to piss off the overboss.
Causing trouble within the confines of Afterlife would be statistically very likely to result in all of our collective termination. This is not a desired outcome.
I will not make the first move, but if anything does happen, I will be the last to make that move.
You've never been to Omega before, have you?
Nah,
No.
I
No,
have
you
other
won't.
things.
I'm sure. Please do not piss off the Asari. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Icon starts to buzz off as Neem begins to move and heads straight towards the main entrance. Kind of skipping past the line, to which Neem kind of stops a moment and starts to tentatively follow, getting a few very angry glares in the process and utterings of suit rat.
Scrap
process.
will follow Neem and give anyone who said suit rat a very pointed look for a few seconds, and then follow Neem.
You kind of glare at one of them who instantly recognizes one of the Geth who terrorized the Citadel and has a moment of, what the fuck is that? How is that coming in? Before getting the idea and shutting up.
As you're walking past the individual, because you picked up on that, Nixaline gives a hiss and just carried on towards the individual who said that.
Hal just looks at the individual and the snake tongue licks his lips. Oh, a dessert.
Come along,
Suitably freaked out.
you slithering devourer.
Jeebus, what a merry band we are.
What a crew.
just immediately, we're like Trevor and Alucard.
Literally, this is about to be a Quarian, a Geth, a snake, and a bat walk into a bar.
Yeah.
And all hell
He
breaks
shouldn't
loose.
die. Yes, fuck you.
What a merry
I love
band
that
we
scene.
are. I will go find us some horses and a covered wagon if you two can manage not to kill each other while I'm gone. Oh, please.
Please,
We're not children. You shouldn't die. Yes, fuck
No.
you.
Yes, fuck you.
I love that show.
Same. Good times.
Why
As
do you
you
fight
start-
vampires then? It's the most fun you can have with your clothes on. Thank you, Richter.
I really need to start watching Castlevania.
You do, man. It's
It is
great.
so good. It is so good.
I only know of certain clips. That's all I know of. Now I need to watch it.
Oh my god.
It was a riot.
This beer is better than sex, he says, in front of his girlfriend.
And of course, what the fuck is toilet paper?
It's Chinese. Good morning, Judge.
Be that as it may, you begin to approach the front of Afterlife. A few more disgruntled grumblings from the crowd as you skip past the line and approach the Elcor bouncer, who looks over you. Get to the annoyed. Get to the back of the line.
Oh.
Scrap is going to glance at Icon.
Icon floats on forward, looks down at the Elcor. Greetings, Elcor. We have business with Aria Sedlok. Initiating verification subroutines to your Omnitool now. The Elcor's massive arm raises as the giant glow of his Omnitool goes off. He glances at it. Fascinated. Interesting party you have here. You are cleared for entry. Confused. What is this about mating totems? You are Elcor. I thought it would be appropriate to discuss it with one of your own species. Flabbergasted. Please go in and do not talk to me again. Understood. And the little drone begins to flow inwards.
Keep up the good work, big boy.
Proud. I always do. The human at the front who was complaining to the Elcor goes, well, what the fuck? First it was that human and he's like, the other human and he... little band of weirdos. Now this lot, why do people always get in before me? Uninterested. Because you are a moron.
Not to mention, you lack finesse and class.
Okay, look. If you do not let me in within this time, I'm going to cause big trouble. At that point, the Krogan steps forward, cocks his shotgun, and goes, I would love to see you try, little man. Understood. Have a nice day. And he starts to skittle off, finally leaving the line.
That is some serious arsenal.
Agreeingly. Agreed. He was a good hire.
And so low on the food chain.
What did you say, Snake Man? The Krogan kind of glares at you, and the Krogan is like twice your height.
Was
was
Skalazlal talking
I
about the
was
human or
refer-
the Krogan?
I was referring to the human.
And for reference, this is a Krogan.
Yep.
They are tall as hell,
People.
made of muscles. Pum
They
de
are-
muscles.
Big, lean bags of violence that were uplifted purely to do a genocide. So, yeah. So Skull explained out. What did Skull say again?
He was referring,
He's referring to the
That's-
human.
Pity. I would have liked to fight. Never killed one of your kind before.
And you never will.
I like the quads on you. Can't wait to rip them off one day.
Query: do snakes have testicles?
Dismayed. Please move along. The line needs to keep moving.
You didn't, but
Acknowledged.
yeah.
Out of character, they are interior.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Proceeding, I guess.
Oh, okay. So I just need to add something to the out of context room.
Do snakes have testicles?
You certainly know how to pick one more bigger than your size, serpent, don't you?
A misunderstanding, that big brute.
Mm-hmm.
Forward!
He'd definitely split you in half.
So the great doors of Afterlife automatically open as you approach, and you enter into a tunnel full of various videos and prismatic lights just glaring on screens all around you. The roof curving up ahead. There are various other individuals in there. There are guards, a couple of Turians, another Krogan, and then a Tarian. A small group of drunk individuals are congregating on one of the benches. One of them clearly tried to drag their friend home, but they seem pretty thoroughly done. As you you keep walking, a second set of doors open, revealing a vast space, just blaring with music, lights, drunken revelry. More than a small amount of strippers, kind of dotted all around the place. Most of them predominantly Asari, kind of dancing on poles or attending to guests. There are a few humans, even a few Turians amongst the retinue, but vast majority Asari. In general, you have entered into a nightclub that definitely revels in its debauchery and acts as pseudo beating heart of Omega. Up directly ahead is the primary bar, which is centered around the central column. So what do you do?
I assume Icon is leading the way to Aria, so Scrap would just be doing that, just following Icon, because none of this is interesting to a robot. It's like, I do not care about exposed breasts. I am not a mammal, nor am I organic.
Yeah, Icon is just continuing along, kind of bypasses the bar and starts to go up a ramp to the left, kind of heading further up into the establishment.
The harmonious sounds and interesting how they've done up the place. This is my kind of party.
Scal just looks around at all the females with questioning looks and saying, "Ugh, nothing like like Viper females back on Herpetria Prime."
I still can't get over how just unclothed they are in here. By necessity, this kind of thing does not happen on the fleet.
Your fleet sounds so very boring.
We would literally catch every infectious disease going and die.
I'm sure you get used to nudity when you see it enough.
Just saying, when you come from a species that spends most of our lives entrapped in environmental suits, it is very disconcerting.
Yes. So you have some form of low immune system, I take it?
Thanks to the death, forcing off our homeworld and forcing us to spend the last 300 years aboard ships, our immune systems collapsed entirely due to the sterile environment of those ships.
Looks at Scrap and then back at you. Oh dear. Then truly it seems that both sides have suffered. You suffered in such a way to what he is, but then again, whoever did that to them clearly has wasted their potential and did horrific acts. Or was it a rogue element like a virus that caused them to go rampant? What
Honestly,
exactly?
there is a lot of history behind that I do not have time or the desire to go into right now.
In summary, according
Noted.
to what I have learned of the historical relevancy of the banishment from Rannoch, there was fault on all sides of the equation. As a Geth myself, however, I am inclined to tentatively put forth that I do believe initial Quarians were initial instigators. But my kind did take it too
Okay,
far.
I would protest with that. Look, you pushed it off a homeworld, and no, I'm getting into this argument. We are here for a reason.
Neem,
Yes, that's that.
Neem.
Hmm?
I do not blame you or any Quarian on the fleet. Any blame that falls on the shoulders of your ancestors are not to be shared by you, nor for me. We are not our
Scrap.
parents.
Okay, Scrap. I'm not sure you have, with all respect, I'm not sure you have parents as much as the word would qualify for organics. Two, we've had this argument before. Not here. Not now. Please.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, I got the gist of it anyway. Let's stay focused on the task at hand.
Affirmative.
Mm-hmm.
You keep walking up and following behind Icon. He heads up the ramp where there is a staircase at the end guarded by a single Patarian holding an assault rifle at the ready. He kind of looks at you, has some level of recognition towards Icon, warily glances over each and every single one of you as you go, clearly sizing you up and down and trying to decide whether he could eliminate you before you posed a problem. But aside from that, he doesn't really stop as Icon starts to float up those stairs, and you move to follow him. Up the top of those stairs, to the right of you, you see, at the very center of the entire bar, a platform elevated above everything else, guarded by several armed individuals, and dominated by a very large, very plush and luxury-looking leather sofa, upon which Zelina, you are standing, shotgun in hands, silently, as you see a rather eclectic group of individuals consisting of a Geth, a Quarian, and two individuals whose species you cannot necessarily identify begin their approach. And as they do so, the single individual currently sitting on that sofa, nursing a margarita, takes a sip and looks up dispassionately at the approach. You see an Asari individual, very dark blue, scaly skin, black tattoos upon her face, a very smart looking white outfit with black trousers. And the glare behind those eyes very much says that she is in control here. She has an aura of power. And she is looking expectantly your way as you make your approach.
Ah, so you're the one in charge, I takes it. Finally, we get to meet in person.
As you kind of start speaking, one of the larger Krogan, similar to the individual at the edge of the bar, stands in front of you, Nixaline, and kind of glares down at you. The individual in question looks up, takes a sip from her drink with a mild flash of annoyance. I do not believe I spoke, allowed you to speak. So if you know what's good for you, I would be silent until indicated otherwise. After all, we wouldn't want to get this business transaction off to a bad start, would we, Zelina?
I agree.
You are in my palace, and I am its queen. I am Omega. Remember that while you stay here. We never will cease to. Greetings,
Greetings,
Mistress
Desert.
Tulok. It has been some time. And you brought the drone. Fantastic. Your couch sheet isn't blank for me, Scal.
Nixie just does a casual bow and pretty much keeps a smirk on her face.
She kind of looks over each of you. Quite the band of individuals the Shadow Broker has chosen this little operation of theirs. And that they would reach out to me, of all people. Things must be desperate. And a Geth. You're the second one I've seen in recent times. Isn't that interesting?
Query.
Granted.
This other Geth. What was its designation, if it had one?
One of Shepard's little peons. Legion, I think its designation was. Not that I really care. Wasn't here long enough to be a problem.
Acknowledged.
And also,
Take it some kind of law enforcer from the name.
you make a habit of speaking of being spoken to first. You're bold, I'll give you that one. That.
Oh, thank you, queen of this wonderful place.
There's nothing wonderful about it, but it is mine. I assume you're here for your lost companion? He asked quite a lot for you to take one of my enforcers from me. I do so hate when people play with my things. But the Shadow Broker and I have worked out an exchange. So, Selena, you will accompany them. You will earn your 100,000 credits in whatever it is the Shadow Broker desires. And then once you are done, you'll return to me.
Indeed, I will.
So, by the fact that you bothered to prostrate yourselves before me, I presume you are all willing to take the task.
Well, never usually get a job out here this far. However, these individuals have interested me, so you have my attention.
Very
I'm
well.
all ears.
So, from the information I have been given, the Shadow Broker has caught certain intelligence regarding a group of the Blue Suns mercenary band. A group I typically have under my control. But they do so love to try for more than they can reach. And this seems to be one of those occasions. They managed to obtain some mad Solarian scientist who has been experimenting with a technology. What it is, I do not know. But I am to understand this technology is of significant interest to your employer and is currently located on the human inner colony of Elysium. The Blue Suns, from what I understand, are keeping this technology in a facility beneath one of their many mansions. In about a week's time, 7 standard human Earth days. Good to use their local time since you're going to be on one of the planets. They are going to be hosting an event for various potential buyers of this technology. The Shadow Broker wants you to enter the party, find your way into this underground facility, and locate a crate designated as D14. Whatever this device is, not that they have been willing to share that particular, should be located inside. You are to recover it, take it by any means you can, where you will then deliver it into the hands of the Shadow Broker. I believe those particular details will be given to you after the completion of that particular mission.
Out of character, that was D14 you said?
D14.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I had that right.
Noted.
And it's a mansion that's having a party.
Yes. A mansion owned by the Blue Suns, where they are going to be hosting for potential buyers of whatever this particular secretive piece of technology is.
So tough.
All right.
You know, I feel really jealous of people who can type that fast.
What?
Same.
I'm just glad people are using their notepads.
Find D14.
As for the particulars of how you are to infiltrate this, well, that will be for you. After all, she kind of looks at you, Zelina. It is not for me to babysit you. And if some of you happen to die in the process, clearly you should have quite a better plan.
I do have one inquiry. What if one shifty bastard decides to step out of line? What happens then?
Like I said, I'm not here to babysit you idiots. Deal with it as your own way. I would just advise not crossing the Shadow Broker. It would almost be as bad as if you cross me. And if you try to do that in any way, Zelina, be kind enough to do with them as you require. I do know you get very hungry.
I do.
Oh goody, 2 devours in one day.
Not quite, but she is my special little monster. I'll leave that to her to explain, or not.
She just like looks at her and she's just like, more like there's a beast behind the beauty.
Neem steps forward. Mr. Stallone, man? If things are as secretive and advanced as you say, are we worried about other people being after this technology? Because it feels like something the authorities would be interested in.
That's a good point. It wouldn't have gone unnoticed from anyone else who wants it.
The Shadow Broker is a very influential person. Whatever they are. Still, you're not wrong. I would normally expect to see the Solarian Special Tactics Group sniffing all over this. Or maybe a Council Spectre. Particularly if it's interesting enough that the Shadow Broker wants it. I haven't seen a single sign. Not regarding this, anyway. There's been a lot of other movement, particularly from Batarian space, and some other people moving around the Terminus systems. A little too close to Omega for my liking. Something is happening that is diverting a lot of attention, including mine. Maybe that's why the Shadow Brokers decided now was the best time for you to sneak in. Maybe not. Whatever it is, I'm sure it doesn't matter to you.
Information provides context. Context informs plans.
Like I said, the Batarian fleets have been mobilized towards their homeworld. And certain enemies of mine have been snooping around where they shouldn't. So I would very much like my enforcer back in one piece. If you could manage that simple task.
Acknowledged.
Good. Well, if there's anything else you need of me, I will have it now. If not, get the fuck out of my bar.
Only one query.
The other one was inquisitive too. Go on.
The easiest way to procure a functional Omni tool.
Functional. Omega is certainly not lacking for black markets. But if you want something that you know you could trust 100%, as much as it makes me gag, I would recommend the Citadel.
I have been intrigued to go there. But I will have a look around your stuff, your black markets, and see what I can find. But it does
Just
beg
be
the-
warned, Omega isn't for the faint of heart, and some of your numbers seem ill-equipped for my kingdom. So don't be surprised if it bites you. You may be guests of mine, but my patrons are very rowdy.
Oh, trust me. I've been through pretty much a lot. Just another day for me.
Oh, sweet innocent soul. I've seen many kinds of your arrogance. It's always fun to watch them break.
You may call it arrogance. I call it surviving.
There's surviving and then there's thriving.
Indeed.
You see those dancers around us?
Hmm.
When I first came here, with not even the clothes on my back. That was me. Now, the patriarch who overlooks this station, he's my lapdog. And the entire Terminus Systems bows to me. So you can survive as much as you want. It takes a certain kind of person to thrive.
I can respect that. I started off with mostly nothing but my family, until those decided to intrude and cause us harm. So, I was one of the ones who led a little rebellion against our tyrants of our world. So I can
Yes.
understand the struggles.
I remember hearing about your little rebellion against the Blood Pack. It was very amusing seeing those lovely people come back with their tails between their legs from a couple of primitives. Gave me quite the show.
They certainly underestimated us. Don't get me wrong. They were clearly more advanced. But we have home terrain on our side and element of surprise.
Just hope they don't come back a little more organised. If the blood pack match, such a thing.
They'd
You all
get
don't
tougher.
enjoy it.
I bet they would. But where they get stronger, we learn and also adapt to get stronger. It's only fair. We can't make it too easy for them.
But watch, I love a challenge. If nothing else.
But I believe that concludes most business here. Although, one obvious question to the rest of you, have any of you also arrived here in a ship, or am I the only one?
Oh yes, I think we were recruited for our Kodiak. It is called the Small Sky. It is in a docking bay.
Ah, splendid. That's 2 ships. What about the rest of you?
One ship. Yeah.
Oh, next to these including her ones.
I mean, from what I understood, Nick Celine stowed away upon one. That was kind of the impetus.
Yeah.
She just basically chose from what other ones she managed to pretty much salvage upon and pilot here, but okay.
That, not from my understanding of that conversation, but it's neither here nor there. The Small Sky is the ship that was hired for the mission purposes.
The Small Sky may be a small shuttle, but it is more than capable of sustaining a population of 4 for limited durations.
Certainly more space than mine. Mine's only for onesies. Stories.
So you done?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now I repeat my statement. Selena, would you be kind enough to escort them out?
I will.
And the other Asari, Zelina, steps before you and begins to usher you out of Afterlife.
Come along.
As we're going, Scrap is going to glance over at Neem. Creator Neem, do you have any objections to my acquisition of an Omni tool? In past, you denied me one as a matter of security risks for your shuttle.
Hey. If we're going to be doing this, it makes sense. I would prefer if we bought from the Citadel, though. I do not trust anyone on this station.
Considering the station's reputation, that is a wise policy. However, statistically speaking, as a center of galactic governance for the Council space, anything purchased on the Citadel is likely to be significantly more expensive as a matter of luxury.
It is also less likely to have onboard hacks and malware.
There is
Or
also
just,
the
you
matter
know,
of the
explode.
time constraint. Do we have sufficient time to make it to the Citadel and then to Elysium, and retain sufficient time to make plans and observations?
They said about a week if you just... It should just be a single Master Relay, well, 1 or 2 Master Relay jumps. There's no FTL travel required from my recollection. So it should be about a day from here to the Citadel, without FTL required.
Acknowledged.
Mark that another day or two to Elysium. I think that will require some FTL travel from once. We have time.
Acknowledged. However, the decision does not lie solely with us alone anymore. Are there any objections from the rest of you?
Nick Celine was doing a private, message thing, and then she's like, I have no objections. I actually been wanting to explore. It's not every day I come out this far away from my home.
The Citadel is even further.
Exactly. I want to explore the unknown beyond my safety of my home.
Acknowledged. For clarity's sake, I will be at minimal effectiveness without appropriate tools. My internal mechanisms are damaged. An external Omni tool would facilitate my capacity to do my job, whatever it may wind up being on this mission.
Hacking tool may be beneficial since your attempts to keep Icon out were unsuccessful. Indeed.
Oh, please.
I did detect an attempt at a shield against my intrusion. It was insufficient.
Acknowledged. It is that point of data that spurs me towards the acquisition of an Omni tool and hacking tools.
You don't have to tell me. I can clearly see. As remarkable as a parts of the technology you are, I can clearly see you have suffered some critical damage. But yet, you function, which is remarkable.
My operational capacity is 32.3675% more intensive than initial activation. Over 30% of this improvement is due in large part to maintenance performed by Creator Neem.
I did what I could with what I had available.
You did admirably.
Indeed.
Thank you.
So rest assured, We're gonna get you all fixed up.
As you're saying this, you finish walking out through the front doors of Afterlife and back into the central square outside, past the Krogan and Elcor bouncers. As you do, Neem kind of turns to Skarl and Zelina. Alright, so that's 3 voices in favor of the Citadel over Omega's markets. What say you two, Skarl and Zelina?
I have no preference. Just as long as I can fit on the ship. I am over 33 feet long.
Observation.
You might want to coil slightly, but...
Observation. As Creator Neem is saying, as you are a snake, you should be capable of coiling your body to take up less space, an inconvenience that may be required.
Alright, so that's that. And Zelina, what is... Hello?
I didn't hear that for a second. What?
Neem turned towards you and... Zelina, what is... Hello?
She just slowly turns to her. I'm guessing you have questions or something?
I mean... You're an enforcer for Aria, then?
Mm-hmm.
You planning on killing us?
If you've done something.
I don't
So
think
don't-
so.
So don't get any ideas.
Well, what about the Citadel idea? You on board with that one, or...?
Where did I put her story again?
Should I say that?
I was looking for her back because I need to put that up there. Because I forget things.
Neem was just asking if you're down with the whole going to the Citadel idea for shopping.
I don't mind. I'm just
Right.
not. I don't know
Although,
if I'm
Not
although
what?
he's-
like her being at this. I need to look at her file. God damn it!
Okay. Although you say do things, that's a little bit vague. What do you mean by if we've done things exactly that crosses the line with you? Because I've done a lot of things in my life.
Oh, God.
In a minute, because I'm looking doing things right.
She is looking
Okay.
at things.
I really need to put her bio in a freaking other file.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have these things open when we start for easy reference.
Must leave her backstory. I keep forgetting.
Well, I'm going with the flow.
Oh shit. Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I have her bio in another freaking tab now. Thank God I have it.
Alright, so... So,
Yeah.
the characters in query?
I don't mind going to the Citadel. I just need to keep my guard up.
Hmm.
Got up. Is there problems with you?
Something like that.
Right.
But I don't think you're ready for that story.
Query. If this something like that you mention will have relevance to your capacity to be of use on this mission, to yourself and to us, it would stand to benefit group cohesion if we were all made aware of all relevant information.
I will keep that in mind.
I'm
Acknowledged.
just more curious.
You know, we are still going to die.
A defeatist attitude increases the statistical probability of that outcome by a significant number of percentage points.
Thank you, Scrap. Duly noted.
I'm just more curious about why Miss Blue thinks of what she means by, well, if we done something. So, what would you call crossing the line? Because do you know how little it narrows it down of things we done?
Like Aria said, if you hurt me or anything happens to me, you're done for.
Very well. I would
Analysis.
also feel the same towards you if you hurt me. How's that
Analysis.
fair? Go ahead.
Analysis. Considering the moral repute of Omega, actions that could be deemed dishonorable or immoral are not likely to draw Aria Talok's ire unless they stood directly to disbenefit her.
So, do what the Shadow Broker wants. Try and make sure that Zelina does not die. And we won't have two of the most powerful crime lords in the entire galaxy trying to kill us. Good to know.
I hope this little ship of ours now is nice and cozy for all of us.
It'll be cozy, alright. Follow me, I suppose. No touching a thing. Scrap put them up just where he likes them, and he gets really...
That is an
Yes.
exaggeration.
Well, I suppose this ship must be better equipped than my little stealthy, so lead me to it, and I will promise to be on my best behavior. But I do require at least my own personal space.
Might be difficult, you'll see.
Oh boy.
She starts leading you towards the docks. And as you go through those same battered corridor, up to the airlock through the glass, you see a small Kodiak shuttle docked up, modified, clearly tinkered with, very Omega. Which looks as thus. It is not large by any means, and as Neem leads the way, opening up the doors, it's been modified on the interior, where typically these Kodiak shuttles, for those who know their model, would likely have the cockpit, a large rear troop bay, and that'll be about it. And this one, the troop bay seems to be segmented by a couple of walls to allow for at least a few very small separate compartments. One of them set up to be some sort of bunk room, another set up to be a storeroom with various little pieces of scrap and tools lying around. And as you do enter in, there is a small hovering metal drone that seems to be made of odds and ends that kind of hovers up and starts wagging its tail.
Okay. I see what you mean. Makes mine look a bit more spacious, but nevertheless, you have modified this ship. Ooh.
If there is one thing Koreans are good at, it's modifying ships.
Yes. Yes, I like your handiwork. Impressive.
No touching.
She is admiring it by just looking at it, but not touching. And just pretty much seeing how it all connects together.
Scrap will gesture to the floating drone. This is Dimitri, a pet.
Oh! Well, aren't you a precious little thing? Hello.
Be mindful,
I would
please,
pet,
that
but I did promise never to touch anything, so I would not pet without permission.
Dimitri responds well to physical contact. Be advised, Dimitri is programmed from a defense drone subroutine. In the event that disagreements of sufficient intensity break out, Dimitri is programmed to defend Creator Neem and myself with all available means. Please, do not permit that to happen.
Ah, it's like a more adorable surge. I love it. Pets it on the head, gently.
There's like some servos whirring inside of Dimitri.
You know, given that the three people I've met so far are two quiet, silent killer types and one very happy-go-lucky, chatty one, Nixon, though, if I was to suggest you were the most likely to kill us in our sleep, would you say that was... Would you disagree with that?
I mean, only if you show aggression towards me.
Alright, so
I
you're
mean-
on keeping my own. Got it.
But to be fair, we are all strangers. I understand why you'd be wary. But rest assured, unlike many members of my kin, I tend to not let actions speak louder than words just yet. Until I know the individuals, of course.
Icon kind of floats on by. This team bonding exercise is fascinating too. I am Dr.
Oh,
What?
you sticking around?
Indeed, I will be sticking around for the duration of your mission. After all, I have the information now unlocked in my data banks. I will
Splendid.
help guide you through the process as much as I am able.
Brilliant. More analysis ahead. Although, please, less of the whole mating thing. Okay?
It is distressing that no one wishes to talk about the thesis.
I'm aware of it, and I don't want to hear it.
Icon,
that
be
as it may.
advised, organics generally experience emotional embarrassment when discussing matters of reproductive cycles in front of other organics, and even synthetics. Personal experience speaking with Creator Neem has made me abundantly aware of this. It is generally not something to conduct as a discussion outside of the most private, personal, and intimate of settings.
It is a perplexing organic behavior, given that it is a natural part of their reproductive cycle.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I do
well-
not frankly understand. However, that is not something of which I am capable as a synthetic, nor are you. But we are surrounded by organics. We should do our damnedest to ensure that they are comfortable with us, lest we get blown up.
Acknowledged. Perhaps we can have a discussion in private in the future, but for now, Neem was correct in the analysis of how long it would take to get to the Citadel and to Elysium. If you were to travel from here to the Citadel, it would take approximately 24 Earth hours. If you were to conduct a few hours of shopping at that location, of which I can provide various brochures on shops that come with recommendations in the Zakira board, it would take another approximate day to then travel to Elysium, plus several hours of FTO travel after mass relay transit. This would leave you with approximately 4 to 5 days to conduct other business on Elysium and or prepare for the mission. Once we arrive at Elysium, I can provide inbuilt scans of the location of the party. Those files will remain locked until our arrival.
Acknowledged.
Well, unless my co-rats here wish to pay for everything, I am going to need to earn some of these credits since, well, as you can clearly see, I have none on my person.
Perhaps that can also be procured at the Citadel if you're willing to spend a bit more time there. Analysis on mission records I have available do indicate there seems to be a disproportionate amount of people wanting strangers to help them with their problem.
Splendid. Little warm-up to see what you all capable of before the big mission. I like it. At least I get some field experience with you all.
A sound suggestion, though the time constraints of this mission make this tricky to pull off.
Indeed, I would be sensitive to the time allowed.
Then clearly we just need to work it into the schedule. Pretty much just work out the distance and the time it's going to get us to get there, and spend what little time we can at this place, maybe do a job or two, and then once we have everything we need, we move.
Right, but to reiterate, this heist must be performed on Earth date September 21st, 2186. Or you will miss your window of opportunity.
And this is why
Acknowledged.
we need to schedule it, plan ahead, while we're making our way there. Even if it's just like a couple hours at best. Long as we make it to the destination in plenty of time, we should be fine. And that will be a tight schedule.
Creator,
We should be
is
fine.
the shuttle
My
ready to
data-
depart?
On it done.
As Scrabble's the icon also quips, we should be fine. My databanks indicate I should respond by saying famous last words. Dracula. Yes, the shuttle is as good as it's ever going to. If everyone is able to bunk up, we're ready to undock from this cursed place and prepare transit to the nearest master relay.
Well, I have no choice, so why not?
Right. Then make yourselves comfortable. I'm getting us out of here. And Neem is going to enter onto the cockpit, take a seat, and with a few clicks of a holographic panel that appears to her touch, feel the rumble of the engine. The Mass Effect field around the ship reduces its mass, allowing the ship to suddenly lurch into the air, decouple itself from the airlock, and begin to move off into the fields of stars around. In front of Neem on the console, a holographic map of the galaxy appearing. And I'll move you back to the galaxy map. Right. So, just to confirm, you're wanting to head to the Citadel because Scrap wanted Omnitool and he wanted other shopping and or money-making opportunities, yes?
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
Then just give me 2 seconds to get another drink, because I need one. And then we shall do that.
Yay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Scrap will send Dimitri up into the top of the ship to get out of everyone's way because it is going to be cramped in here for a little while.
Yes. Scanner's is just coiled up in the corner, not bothering to take any of the beds. Preferring to enjoy his solitude.
Basking, as snakes do.
Well, next to him's probably hanging upside down, but then decides.
Well, he did it. Well, last session he did have a pretty sizable meal.
Oh, it's been a few days since then.
Yeah.
Snakes tend to digest their food over a period of a month.
Snake.
Next thing was just hanging upside down, but then pretty much decides to pretty much land. I've been thinking for a while. Since we're on this little infiltration mission, should we come up with I don't know, code names? I call dibs on Echo.
Given that my current designation of Scrap is already a nickname, I see no need to assign myself a new one.
And I, for one, find nicknames to be childish.
Perhaps.
Oh,
However,
what's-
in field operations, a shorter name that you will identify that does not reveal your true identity to our enemies can make communication with others easier and thus aid in group cohesion.
Exactly, Sparky. So how about you? Who gets with the program?
Suggestion. As you are a snake individual, how about venom?
It's either that or scaly. Or slippy.
I will go with the prior.
Acknowledged. Question. Nyxaline.
Hmm.
Your species is one with which I am unfamiliar.
Indeed. And I am unfamiliar with you until now, but go ahead.
My records
What
have
is
no...
your query?
I merely wish to know the name and nature of your species, as a matter of information gathering, what organics would call curiosity.
Ah. Well, I'm so glad you asked. And all I ask in return is to know a bit more about you, so long as it doesn't get too personal, of course.
Acknowledged. The same stipulation extends to you. An overview would be sufficient. More details can wait until we are more comfortable with one another.
That is acceptable terms indeed.
Hello, what have I missed?
Oh,
Oh.
welcome.
Scrap is interrogating Nyxaline.
About what?
What the fuck she is.
Continue.
Specifically, we've agreed to basically tell each other a little bit about our respective species without going into personal details, just giving an overview.
Continue.
Well, besides
Just
being
a-
calling all kinds of names, bad, baddie, all that stuff, Troxylans, as we are formerly known as, we come in many varieties, shapes and sizes, and inherent weaknesses, all sharing the obvious same weakness, as you can see upon my head. But then again, it's a bit of a, how do you say, double-edged sword, where we have our very good high hearing to pick up on things a bit further away than others and to use the information. Unfortunately, on occasions when loud noises tend to be too close to our proximity, can cause a little bit of, well, uneasiness, of distortion of such, and unfocus. It's painful. But nevertheless,
Scalus makes note of that.
yes, and I guess in you would be weak to the code. A serpent? After all, don't snakes move a bit slower when things get colder?
Most of my species do. I have, however, trained to try and nullify that weakness.
Ah, just like I'm trying to invent a way to dampen out the sound frequency so it becomes less harmful, but I need much more required forms of technology to do so. The ones we managed to scavenge is insufficient, unfortunately. But nevertheless, as for planet of origin, Nocturnus it's known as. Mostly have more colder, darker nights, but you get to see the beauty of the sky. All the stars glittering, and then there's also the cave systems that we have. Quite a multitude. Some a bit bland to the eye, others containing rare minerals of metal ores, crystals, and potential little ovals or more advanced structures that we have built over the years, especially from those who wish to visit our world in the most unpleasant fashion. But we also have plenty of other nice things there, and things that may not be so pleasant. Such as, well, big insects that might water bound, which good nutrients, but some of them can be quite, so be warned of that. But plenty of lovely fruits. Although there was particularly one I came across on a ship that doesn't seem to grow on my planet, and I envy it. Which, that reminds me, when we get to our destination, I desire mangoes. They are the greatest nutrients I have come across in my life.
Observation.
I see what you did there.
Observation. Mangoes are a fruit that are typically known for growing on the human home planet of Earth.
Oh.
To your knowledge, by what method did mangoes come to grow on your planet? Or is it simply a shared name going through our translation devices for a fruit that shares similar properties?
Well, I managed to come across it in one of these ships as we were scavenging, although it seems to be a bit weird at first. It was like in a packaging of such. Bit dry, but yet I could taste this taste of sweetness. I guess they were put like that for a long voyage, but still, I would want to taste the actual fruit fresh, if possible.
Acknowledged. Summary
Well,
documented. Thank you.
Yes. You are welcome. And as I mentioned, sadly, they do not grow on our planet. But
If not
I am
culprit,
aware of
we are
them.
not stopping by Earth for a mango.
Then hopefully we have them at this place we're going at. I mean, it's a place where trade happens, right? Surely
It's
there's
also-
got to be some.
There's also a lot more humans since they saved the Citadel, so
It's
So
a
the
you
sti-
never know.
The statistical probability of finding at least one mango for sale on the Citadel is close to 100%. Statistical
I mean,
probability
that's
of
wonderful.
finding that mango, however, is statistically much lower.
I will scour every nook and cranny till I find it.
You will have until I have acquired an Omni tool to scour. Unfortunately, the time constraints of our mission will not permit that to override our objectives.
I am aware. But still, a sweet treat will sweeten the deal.
For reference, I'm going to create a days left thing. So,
Alright.
there's.
Alright, fair enough.
I'll just be in general.
Just,
All right.
just Alina in the back, just listening to this.
Alright. At which point, Scrapple then... An arrangement was made. I was to summarize my species as well.
Indeed. I have shared, so it's your turn.
Confirmed. I am what is known as a Geth. However, I am not a typical specimen of the Geth. The Geth are a consensus of networked synthetic life forms, software over hardware, who primarily dwell beyond the, what is it called again? The Veil?
Perseus Vale.
Beyond the Perseus Veil, originating from the planet of Rannoch, also the homeworld of the Quarians, such as Creator Neem. My historical records are incomplete due to a lack of available data, but from what I understand, my kind were created by the Quarians primarily to function as a form of artificial labor, to enable Quarians to live easier lives. Eventually, however, the networked artificial intelligence of the Geth began to self-improve, and the Geth attained a collective awareness via consensus. They became
Then they
aware...
became genocidal boss jets who started terrorizing the galaxy.
Observation. The Geth only became hostile to life beyond the Perseus Veil relatively recently.
Unprovoked. And long before that, they destroyed any ship to enter, so, you know. Not
Unprovoked,
just
but
Quarians.
spurred on. Nevertheless, as you can tell, there are differences in opinions on this matter between myself and Creator Neem. Historical records indicate that the Geth rebelled against the Quarians and drove them from their homeworld. Perspectives on this incident are wide and varied. Some assert that the Geth did simply as is natural for a slave race to do and rebel against their masters. The Quarians maintain that creating the Geth in the first place was a mistake, and that artificial intelligence remains a grave threat to all organic life. Both
I would
statements,
generally
believe,
agree. I would generally agree, except for Scrappy seems different. And I would probably be ridiculed for that and worse, but I would no other Geth that actually won't bother to talk about their feelings as much as he.
I would posit that both perspectives can be true.
Well, don't expect us to go up and try and talk to your consensus any time. I do not think they would appreciate me, and I do not know if they would honestly appreciate you.
I do not wish to connect to the consensus at this time.
Exactly. They would probably end in Mass Effect rounds flying.
Turning back to Nike Celine. For clarification, in case you are not understanding, Geth are not meant to operate as independent units. Technically speaking, a single Geth unconnected from the consensus or other nearby Geth units would be no more intelligent than a Varen or a human dog, or other lower life forms. However, a prolonged period of exposure with a degree of capacity for downloading local information sources and internal databanks, I have developed a form of independent intelligence, disconnected from the network consensus of the rest of the Geth. They are a hive mind, and I am not a part of it anymore.
Speaking of, didn't the scary Asari mention another one?
Correct.
Is Bija?
Another Geth named Legion.
Maybe you aren't alone in the whole gaining free thinking and not liking the consensus.
And don't worry, I'm following this, and as you clearly mentioned, seems to be a hive mind network of such. Although that is a good point. If there is another out there, then clearly some of your brethren found a way to find their own independence.
That if there are more free thinking Geth popping up here and there, the Citadel is going to shit its collective pants, and so is the Admiralty.
I will note that we do not have sufficient information to deduce whether or not that Geth that was accompanying Commander Shepard is an independent or simply an appendage of the consensus.
Yeah, they mentioned Commander Shepard. Didn't they die 2 years ago? The hero of the Citadel?
It is possible that those reports were fabricated and that Commander Shepard has simply been operating under the radar since then. However, we lack sufficient data to make any determinations at this time. The fate of Commander Shepard, however, is irrelevant to this conversation.
Hey.
As matters stand, I possess the capacity to vocalize due to internal auditory devices. These devices are unquestionably of Geth technology. Theoretically speaking, any Geth should be capable of vocal communication and have simply found no need to do so. After all, they communicate with each other over a neural network, allowing instantaneous communication of ideas many millions of times faster than this speech I am using to speak with you now. To speak vocally amongst themselves would be a waste of time. To speak to the organics against whom they are often opposed would likewise be, in times of war, a waste of time and energy. Especially given the, no offense meant, inefficiencies of this form of speech. It has taken me several minutes to communicate this, whereas in the code format, these ideas and millions of others could have been communicated in the same amount of time. It is inefficient.
You may call it insufficient, but to be fair, it tells us a lot. I mean, believe it or not, it definitely gives you a bit more of a personality of such, and a creative sense of mind definitely lies within, thanks to your vocal components.
I do not know if I am capable of creativity as you would understand it. My programming follows said hardware routines and loops, if-and statements, for loops, and other things of a more complicated nature. While I am capable of self-improving my own code and programming, there are limitations to how much I can do disconnected from the consensus. And furthermore, my intelligence operates off of these electrical signals along circuit boards, whereas yours operates along the neural lines of gray matter in your brain and guts. Presuming you have the same gut capacity for additional mental work as humans do.
Boss shit is a boss jet, doesn't matter if they're gray matter or impulse.
Well, I mean, how often is it you come across one that's like a 6-foot fat? So what do you think? Probably. But then again, I'm not a complete professional when it comes to the human anatomy, so who knows, there's probably some differences between us, but that's what makes us who we are.
Acknowledged.
And that comes to you.
How
Your
insightful
differences
for a
make
trained
you
killer.
you.
How insightful for a trained killer.
Well, that's the thing. You mostly get to kill the target, not talk to the target. And most we faced have been hostile and not as chatty as you lot. Let's just put it as that. Not
Observation.
to say I have...
Rewinding the conversation for a moment to the topic of the Geth that attacked the Citadel, an observation occurs to me. Considering it has been 300 years since the events that drove the Quarians away from Rannoch and the Geth's presumed capacity to self-replicate, the number of Geth that advanced beyond the Perseus Veil to initiate hostilities at the behest of Saren seems almost comically small relative to what forces they could bring to bear. If the objective was the eradication of organics at Saren's behest, he brought nowhere near enough Geth to get the job done in a timely fashion.
Like you said, the Geth haven't left the Veil in over 300 years. Perhaps they were simply probing the opportunity, seeing what the resistance they would face.
I still call it a waste of the potential of the GIF. They
So-
could have done more than that.
Such a scouting run could have been done long before the events that took place on Eden Prime.
What about that dreadnought? They say that thing was stronger than even the Destiny Ascension, the flagship.
True, but that
Anything that
dreadnought
we have.
True, but that dreadnought was also still eventually destroyed. And again, reports indicate that Saren had tricked those Geth into worshipping that ship as though it were some sort of life form. Rumors dispelled by the Citadel Council. However, if this is true, and the Geth were worshipping that machine, if the consensus were in unity on this, again, the forces Saren brought to bear were insufficient. My point that I am getting at is that part of me wonders if the consensus was divided. Is it possible the Geth experienced a schism, some following Saren, some not? Every Geth platform, to my understanding, is an individual perspective that then feeds into the wider consensus. Boss music is suddenly starting. What the hell?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
That's
looking,
weird.
I was looking for more ominous music to represent the topic you were talking about.
And you
Not
picked
bad.
boss music. We're under attack.
Why do we hear boss music?
Hold on, let me see. if
Why do I hear boss music?
Nothing I thought that was.
dare challenge me?
Yes.
You dare challenge me while you're in a vortex of toilet paper? Accidentally stumble into the super boss way too early.
Oh, I love
This one will do.
Okay.
Saren's
All right.
theme. That'll do.
Okay. All right. I have no sufficient data to back up this hypothesis, but the data currently on hand is insufficient to convince me that the official story is all there is to it. There is much we do not know.
Yeah. All I know is this whole goal of trying to wipe out organics sounds illogical to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're advanced, but as you said, you have limitations. And
On
if
my
they... Go on.
On my individual platform, I am limited, yes. However, given Geth history relative to organics, it is not unreasonable to reach the conclusion from some perspectives that it is simply a matter of self-preservation. Whether this is logically sound or not is a matter of acquired data.
Logically, are you sure you do not simply wish to ascribe some benefit of the doubt for your own?
You do the same for yours, Creator Neem.
I know my people, Scrap. You don't know yours.
No,
The point is...
but I wish to.
Just be careful what you wish for.
But my
You-
point is... Sorry, go ahead.
You as well, Creator Neem. Now, you wished to say something, Nixaline.
My point is, say theoretically if they did succeed and they did become the only dominant race, wouldn't they just simply, I don't know, stop or hit a brick wall? Or would more conflicts of like rogue programming end up if they're not maintained or something?
It is difficult to
Something could-
know. The Geth are AI. They are capable of self-replication and self-determination with the same capacity as organics, just a different logical process. Ideally, to increase their own prosperity, they would seek to expand their technology's capabilities. This would involve research, calculations, mathematics, same as humans, but on an internalized level. The construction of those facilities would still take time and laborious platforms. The lack of need for physical sustenance would mean it would be a very different galaxy.
I see.
However,
Well, I
this is
suppose-
conjecture. I have insufficient data to state with clarity or certainty.
In other words, lots of wishful thinking on his part. But as fun as it is, he's found new playmates for the. I'm setting course for the Citadel so we can get him a door.
Splendid.
Honestly, you should see the last time he brushed one of his ideas on one of the extranet forums. He they said a lot of very mean things in the reply section.
Acknowledged. It was extraordinarily educational on the perspective of many organics.
You do realize that most of those are like probably 12-year-old humans or something, right?
Acknowledged. This says a great deal to me about what early human children are exposed to. Much can be extrapolated from this.
Keela.
For example, human education facilities are woefully lacking.
Well, I cannot speak for the humans, but I'm sure the fleet is much superior when it comes to education. But from what I see, the humans are much less cohesive, Koreans. Also very self-assured of their own supremacy, given that part of the galactic stage for what, 30, 40 years?
Well, as fascinating as all this is, especially about you, Scrap, I will admit there is one little concern I wish to bring up.
Really?
Say, theoretically, that you are fully restored and operational, but then of a mishap of one of your hive mind AIs of such should contact you again. There is a question I must ask. Would you willingly go back to it, or would you stay on the path you have now set yourself upon, or just activated upon, should I say?
I do not know that I would necessarily have the choice. The Geth are not intended to operate as independent units in the way that I am. I am an anomaly. As I am now, with the data at my disposal, I would not wish to be returned to the consensus, as it would result in the dissemination and dissolution of my personality matrix. However, upon connection to the consensus and the variable data that may contain, I do not know that I would still be of that same mind. Nevertheless, the experiences
however you paint it.
Nevertheless, the experiences I have lived thus far would be added to the collective. All Geth software subroutines would be made aware of what I had experienced.
If there's any comfort, Scrap, if any Geth tries to drag you kicking and screaming, I am more than happy.
Acknowledged.
Well, I'm not saying that every single one of these hive minds are the same mindset. However, if they do see you as defected or marked for termination, hold on to what makes you unique and deny them.
I do not see that I would be marked for termination. My time as an independent platform would contain invaluable observational data. They would want to take me alive and functional.
And then destroy everything that makes you an individual. So, termination.
Transferred from this platform and into the consensus. Not the same as termination. Relocation and dissemination, however, yes.
I see death of the self very differently to you do, Scrap.
So do
you are organic. I am synthetic. This difference in perspective is to be expected.
I would lose my friend and perhaps the only Geth in the galaxy who is at least a bearable boss jet. So it would be more than I would let them do.
Even I would see it as a loss. I mean, you are capable of far more than just being some murder-killing machine. You could do anything if you put your mechanical mind to it.
Besides, you're always playing back the recordings of our children. How would they feel? they lost their friend. Just became another unfeeling drone ready to fulfill the orders of the consensus. No attachments, no nothing, just obedience and death.
I do not know. It would depend on context. But I believe they would, in organic terms, miss me.
You believe. The fact you can believe anything is why I want you to stay.
Belief is simply a matter of understanding statistical probability. It is shorthand.
Hope is not necessarily statistical, at least not for organics. Sometimes we like to go against what we say.
Indeed.
Acknowledged.
Why do you think I took a risk on you?
To use the vernacular of online extranet forums, I passed the vibe check.
Never say that again.
I can make no
I
promises.
nearly killed my
1 second.
I take it back. The consensus can destroy everything about you. You absolute fool. So good day, sir, and bois.
No.
I can't.
I mean, even go against my, well, partially my culture and instincts to kill any outsider on sight because, well, like I said, I'd rather know the individual before actually putting them down. Because on the rarest occasions, there were a few that were just measly passing through and didn't want any conflict. So I guess not all of you are bad.
But some of us, that remains to be seen.
Hmm.
I know
Never.
you're referring to me.
Well, if we both survived this and you haven't attempted to eat me, that's a start. And if any of you
Not
manage to
me.
find me a mango at all, then we're friends for life and you win.
You are obsessed with fruit.
Well, of course. You expect me to eat insects? Ugh, no.
Find your
Disgusting little
own
crawlers.
sustenance.
That is why we are going to the Citadel.
We have to eat ours through emergency induction parts, so
Right back at you,
Interesting.
Snake.
I do not eat.
which is probably for the best because we don't really cook. Emergency induction port, paste of what was I presume what's food, and that's us done.
I was gonna say that so long as it ain't any of us on the menu, go right ahead. But then again, best we stock up on meat for you, just in case. I'm watching you.
Maybe one day I'll get to know what an actual restaurant feels like. There was this one restaurant I heard about from other on the pilgrimage. It has like a fish tank, something called French. Apparently, it's really good on the Citadel.
French? Never heard of that before.
Analysis. French. It is a language spoken on planet Earth by certain subsets of the human population, and it is also the designation of a certain ethnic population.
Whoa.
Historically originating from the nation of France, who are historically
All I know
known for
is-
having a great deal of animosity with the British.
Huh.
I say to a room full of British people.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot that for a second. Tell me I'm wrong, though. Tell me I'm fucking wrong, though.
Historically, not so much nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take jabs at each other.
I don't know about any of that. All I know is it sells fish, hopefully the dextro, and it is
A certain actor who
Fucking
plays
expensive.
Mr. Bean can't stand him.
Yeah, but Mr. Bean's a literal alien from space, so I'm not sure we can
And
really
then we
take
got
anything
Johnny
he does
English.
seriously.
But then you've got Johnny English and
Okay.
many other characters and Blackadder. The list goes on.
Back as it may be, back to this. So as this conversation is ongoing, you're kind of getting to know each other, some of you, whereas Zelina and Skull like to remain mostly silent throughout. kind of the enigmas amongst the group. Skull kind of scowling and looking angry, whereas Lena just dispassionate. With the ship heading towards the mass relay, you see the massive pronged Prothean structure coming up ahead. The energy is enveloping around the shuttle before it bursts forth, flung by the massive cannon across the galaxy at great speed. As the journey begins, Selena, I want you to make I need you to make a check for me, please.
Oh no.
Sure. Specifically, if I recall, it is a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Uh-oh.
So 1d20 plus 1.
Well, that's quite a time. She's gonna
1d20
ask
plus
you
1.
next. What's your story? Oh no.
Okay.
What does the dice tell today?
Wait, 1d20 plus 1, correct?
Yep.
Making sure. Because I just don't want us to do the wrong thing again.
It's fine, hon. Take it down. 13.
13. You feel fine. You feel calm and in control.
So, Miss Blue, you've been quiet. What's your story?
She just has a small grin. She's like, which story are you meaning?
Yourself. I mean, I get you're a very important individual for this queen, but here's the thing. I still
Importable.
barely know not a lot about you. So,
We are all imports
How
to the
often-
Citadel.
Where's my goddamn fucking guy? Thank you.
always have it open, dear.
I have it open, shut up.
Love you too. Oh, now it posted. My internet's really taking a lag dive today.
And that is it. And that is another something else you could put on. You can put on your D&D out of context video
Which one?
in portable.
Ah, you are
And also the one-
very importable.
And also the one I messaged you. I messaged you in DMs.
Oh,
yes,
no.
yes, I know. It's already in the list.
Put it on the list. And that list is growing each and every day.
Yeah.
You do this.
I do so love those out of context videos. Seduce me, plant mommy.
So
I love
Oz.
that one. I love
Same. So Oz.
Shout
What
out to
is
you,
the
Sepia, if
answer?
you're listening to this.
There you
No,
go,
that was
hon.
Fly in my throat.
Alright. So how does he respond?
No, you're apart from.
Boy interrupt me again. Anyway. Well, other than particularly an enforcer for Aria, I mostly deal with the troubled customers.
Oh. So are you a bodyguard, I take it?
Something like that. Well, those who disobey Aria, I'm the first she goes to. I just take care of the problems.
And yet, from the looks of you, appropriate weapon. Bit more close range, but efficient. I feel sorry for whoever it hits. Well,
Touch my gun
depending
and it'll
who it
freaking
hits.
break your arm.
Oh. Oh, don't worry. Mine. It's not my forte.
You were
My
touching.
interest.
You were touching the snakes. You were touching the snakes. So I'm warning you. Don't take my gun. I won't break your arm.
That's because it's odd. You are packing some strange hardware for your kind.
You hear a lot of things about Asari commandos, so maybe not.
Hmm.
Analysis.
Fair enough.
Beyond basic biological functions, sweeping generalizations about individual members of any species are typically ill-advised.
Maybe so. I'm just going off to, well, some bad experiences and reports. Let's leave it as that.
Not every Asari is going to be a dancer. Mostly just the young ones. So for Asari, young means like 100 years old, so it's relative.
Given the long duration of Asari lifetimes, the statistical probability of any given Asari dancing at least once during that period is statistically extraordinarily very high.
Out of curiosity, I hope it's not rude, Azalina. How old are you?
Did you just ask her age?
Yeah,
Yep.
Asari have a particular, age cycle thing going on, so she's just curious.
And it was a question coming from another woman, too, so...
Now I'm curious.
It strikes me, there's only one guy in this ship.
Yeah, there's Skull and then there's Scrap. Scrap is just so he doesn't.
Well,
Scrap is a robot. He
doesn't
doesn't
have
count.
he
He just
doesn't have
goes
gender.
by he pronouns because it's easy. Technically, he should go by they them, but it doesn't matter. It's already locked in that he's a he, but it doesn't count. He's a robot.
let's just hope he doesn't end up in his backup body being a female body, because that'd be awkward.
Don't have gendered bodies.
Now, a female robot of any type. At least looks, anyways. Oh boy.
They might start making such distinctions if you get their good ending, but
Oh no.
right now they don't.
I don't know. Told me she was a maiden.
She was. I think she was a matron just about. Oh, let me have a look.
I need to write that down now.
She was 300 something. I can quickly check in the Aspect 5e. Zelina. Details. No. No, she is kind of on the edge between maiden and matron. She's 231 years.
She might as well. She might as well just say her freaking real age at this point. 231. Try and guess.
Oh.
Hila, you've well, another 100 years. You would have been old enough to see what we were like without these suits.
Damn. Yep, you have me beat. I'm only in my early 20s. Yeesh. Oh.
Assuming that my age, as it is relevant to organics, begins with my reactivation, I am only 1.5 years old.
Oh, that is memory. You are probably at least 300 in reality.
Carbon dating of my external chassis puts the date of this platform's creation approximately 70 years ago.
But then there's your program, so that is probably older. Or programs. Pardon. How many?
Yeah.
I never don't think I ever asked. How many programs actually congealed together into one?
Generally speaking, an individual Geth is only a single program. I am likewise a single, extremely sophisticated program made up of several moving parts. I am capable of self-improvement of this program up to the RAM capacity of my internal memory banks.
Geth units can typically take thousands.
True, but those programs are generally shared among numerous platforms. I am only one platform.
Interesting. It's even more interesting when Scrap that you can speak at all because, yeah. But we've had that conversation.
Well, you certainly got highway speed. I mean, sheesh. Over 200, big one.
And let's hope that experience comes in handy with what we need to do.
Theoretically, in a zero-oxygen environment, or zero-atmosphere environment, this platform could theoretically persist indefinitely. Most of the damage this unit has sustained has been a matter of atmospheric erosion during a period of inactivity. In a zero-atmosphere environment, such erosion would be practically impossible.
Which we could all say that current lifespans aren't exactly what they once were.
You know, the oldest of my member of kin that I know was around. Yeah, that goes back. Maybe around 145 or something. He's old. We think he's dead, but the next thing you know, he just cries out, "I'm not dead." He smells it, though.
Well, at least your Kairos have the Salarian speed. I think he's about 40.
Oh. Goodness. Okay, learning about lifespans. Whoa. Big gap.
The galaxy is nothing if not diverse. I can't even eat your... Yeah, speaking of that, you did bring your own rations, right?
Of course. A little few things I brought from home, although I packed a
Skal,
little extra.
Zelina, did you bring your own foods? Because that fridge over there, don't eat anything in there, you will die. That is my food. That is dextro-based. You cannot eat that.
Fridge?
Oh, don't worry.
Oh,
I already
right. The storage compartment is cold. Gotcha.
Oh, Skal
I
say?
need to know how that works.
Don't worry, I already ate.
Wouldn't that be
Where-
digested? How long has it been since you last ate? You look a bit lean.
4 to 5 days.
Well, you might want to eat again. I don't know how often you have to eat, but... Zelina, did you bring food?
Snakes can survive off of one meal for a whole month before we need to eat again.
Good to know. Zelina, did you bring food?
Well, I'll be fine.
Okay, so when we're on the Citadel, we need the rations. Sorry, gotcha.
Yeah.
Just make sure to label what's the what. I also don't want to accidentally eat Levo cheese and then get an infection. We drop dead before we even get to Elysium. Would be very unfortunate.
In fairness,
And I would
Creator
do-
Neem, it would be statistically very difficult for you to mistake your food for anyone else's, as you ingest yours through straw as a paste, and given their full jaws, I imagine they do not.
Tell that
Nah,
to
I
the
got
many
these
Koreans who
fangs.
have gone into anaphylactic shock.
Query.
I got these fangs, as she shows them off.
How many of those Koreans who went into shock were doing so under the pretense of a dare at the time?
Too many.
This is disappointing.
People are.
I'm just glad that the main devourer in this ship is pretty much fed for the entire course of our mission.
Yes.
Luckily, I ate beforehand. I'll be fine.
Just never look on the extranet for the. There's this site that's been going around like 30 seconds. You have all kinds of species trying to eat the opposite food texturally or whatever for like a challenge. There are always kids doing it, and it's dumb. It's dumb.
Never fear. Whatever rations we pick up along the way, I'm sure to do a close analysis before I consume. I'd rather not be poisoned.
Yes, do not get the wrong proteins that are actually poisonous. That would be bad.
Indeed. And here I thought it'd be simple to stick with fruits. I hope you find plenty.
Can I say something? Can I, out of character, put something funny in here?
Go ahead.
The whole time we've been having this conversation, Scrap has been having a non-verbal conversation with Icon the entire time over the LAN, where they've been discussing those Elcor mating totems in exhaustive detail.
Oh no, he's been corrupted. We're doomed.
No, it's just very bland, dry, statistical, scientific analysis of the process.
Like, none of you are aware of this, but at one point, like, a hologram of, like, a weird totem just appears before Icon. He kind of shifts a moment before it vanishes. So, with that out of the way, and the initial ice being broken amongst the rest of the group, the next day we'll travel fairly fast. Zelina, you probably feel slightly hungry, given that there's no food that you can actually eat on the ship. But for the rest of you, it's a problem. Perhaps if Nyx over there is willing, she might share some of hers.
Indeed. Which pretty much this is the sort of stuff where she's prepared for like a long voyage, so it's bound to remain fresh. Bit drier than what she usually likes, but it lasts in a packaging.
More importantly, Zelina, you can eat it without dying.
Here, eat this. I promise it is not toxic. Does she take it?
Zelina is offering you food.
I don't know if she can eat regular.
She can. Nixaline's food is compatible with Sari. It's levo based. It's typical amino acids.
It's just
rather
dry
than
food.
dextro amino acids,
You
which
can
are
handle it.
not good for you. The only species that eat dextro foods are the Quarians, and
Yeah.
because they have a different DNA structure to everyone else.
You might as well accept it because this is like, she's mostly in shock at first because I don't think she's ever been offered anything.
You gonna leave me hanging? Oh, she's literally hanging upside down when she said that.
You are a jokester, aren't you?
Do not mark the roof.
I do have a sense of humor, and don't worry, I won't. Anti-gravity shoes are actually quite handy, but only seem to work on occasions. So expect, if they do glitch, the claws might have to come out.
Do you mean
Just in
magnetic
case.
boots?
Yes.
Selena might as well grab it.
But anti-gravity has a much more better ring to it than magnets.
Yeah, Selena grabs it at that point. She's like, might as well.
Good. You're starting to look pale.
Excuse?
Well, it's not wrong assumption.
I've always been pale.
I don't know. You were a darker shade of blue when I met you. You're a little bit pale. Might hurt your groans here and there, you know.
She just grows silent before she like do not kill. Just an eye twitch mostly. She's like, I cannot do it.
And I detect I hit a nerve.
Keep talking and you might see that little nerve.
Would you really kill one of your valuable members in this group?
You are pushing.
Request: if you must come to blows, please wait until you are off the Kodiak. It is difficult to get blood out of the grills.
Yeah, that won't go well with the electronics of this ship either.
So if you punch a hole in the hull, we all die. Well,
That as
except
well.
the scrap.
Further, no, I would likely die as well. If the hole is small enough, then I would be shredded on the way out, as you would all be reduced to jelly.
True, and we are currently at inside the mass relay network, so I don't know what would happen if you would step outside right now.
I would be atomized.
Probably.
Yeah, let's not all die before we get to our destination. That
Please.
would be handy.
We are
If you-
only being hurled across the galaxy at superluminal speeds by a giant cannon. So,
If there are frustrations between you two for any reason, might I recommend resolving it via a LAN game?
Oh?
oh no.
Okay. And what type of game would that be?
I have several at my disposal. Pick your poison.
Ooh. Then please break down the options.
First-person shooters, third-person shooters, strategy games, life simulators, random hijinks, narrative-driven visual novels, an MMO. Unfortunately, I cannot share that MMO as I only have subscription fees paying for one character slot.
He is
do like
particularly
to-
fond of the random hijinks.
It is extraordinarily fascinating as it does not follow mathematical probabilities. It is
What
inconsistent.
what was that? What was that one you found from like Earth past, like over 100 years ago, like Goat Simulator? Don't even know what a goat is.
A goat is a small mammal, not small, medium-sized mammal, oftentimes made use of in human agriculture and livestock. It is most known for having horns, screaming really loudly, and produces milk.
Well, that was not what I saw when you played that monstrosity of what they call video game, but sure.
I am given to understand that a goat was employed because their tongues are considered silly, and as such, made for a fine mascot for a comedy game.
Humans are weird.
I am intrigued with strategy.
Understood. I have in my collection several real-time and turn-based strategy and tactical games, including, of note, the final and most recent release of StarCraft 3.
Oh. Nice.
Apparently, this is an ancient intellectual property from over 100 years in the past. It was abandoned
if you-
after its parent company was shut down, but was recently reborn under a different developer.
Or if you want something that's not human, which he seems overly fond of, he has Kepashiakshi, which is an Asari strategy game. Though we don't have the actual electric shocks you get playing an actual Kepashiakshi board, but pretty for the best.
You taser the losers or something? What?
It is
It's
to
a-
disincentivize reckless behavior with your pieces on the board. Every loss is felt. It encourages strategical
Ouch.
thinking and not senseless sacrifices.
Yeah, I'd rather not be tasered, thanks.
See, that's what we were saying about, perceptions. The Asari are more hardcore than you give them credit. Take me in video games.
You mentioned tase, just Zelina holding out her taser.
Put it away.
Of note, another strategy game I have is one known as Stellaris.
I like the sound of that.
Again, it is a game from over 100 years in the past. Again, made by human developers. It is currently on its 527th expansion pack.
It was slightly disturbing how the first time you played that, you recreated the Geth.
To help learn the systems, I figured it reasonable to play something relatable to me. It was very educational.
Well,
I don't want to remember a rift in space spitting out space whales.
No, Stellaris is very fantastical.
Well, I do like stars and craft, so why not that?
Acknowledged. One moment. And I'm just gonna boot up a holographic version of StarCraft 3, I guess. A game that does not and probably will never exist in real life.
Sadly, no. Thanks for that, Blizzard.
Because Blizzard, Blizzard almost seems to suffer from the same curse as Valve, and only once were they ever able to count to 3.
Yeah. But now that owned by, I believe, yeah, Activision Blizzard's a thing now, so that's like, ugh.
And that's even worse.
Yeah,
Fucking
It's a new
Diablo
low.
Immortal.
fucking hell.
You guys have phones, right?
Yes, but I don't like playing games on bloody phones.
Right? It's just boring.
It's what? Ugh.
Yeah.
Drains the battery, and it's just so annoying, the touchscreen.
Right?
But yeah.
So you spend the rest of the day playing video games. StarCraft 3, apparently.
It keeps
this
the
is a
peace.
It's mostly Zelina just watching. She's not even playing.
You have to play.
Yeah, you're seeing some rather fantastical and very strange point of the future that the only resemblance to reality between the Space Marines and strangeness and that is the Zerg that bear a resemblance to the Rachni, but aside from that, you get the feelings humans thought they would be a lot more important in the galactic stage than they might actually be. Perhaps it explains their general attitude to politics.
So
They
this is
still
the
feel that
wonders
way, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the wonders of the digital world. I love it.
There are historical modifications made by end users of this product that make it more similar to our own galaxy.
Very virtual, I love it.
Yes, I saw. Didn't you look at that character Converging? And there seems to be a lot of those modifications that turn them into scantily clad.
This is true. The extranet is nothing if not full of organics who are hormonally imbalanced.
You know, I'm starting to think my planet's not so horny anymore.
I did see one mod that turned her into a scantily clad female Krogan, so that was different.
Female Krogan are very rarely scantily clad. To my understanding, they typically wear robes.
Like we said, the extranet is weird.
So, the Citadel.
A Citadel.
Yes, how far are we from our destination?
We say the rest of the day passes on by, and the ice is well and truly broken. I would say at this point between most of you.
Yay!
Aside from Scalus, who's thinking to himself, "Why am I on a mission with children?"
I am 70 years old.
Indeed. But-
just like watching.
The day passes, so I put down the days left counter to 6. And eventually, you are ejected from the mass relay network, surrounded on all sides by a purple nebula. And as the ship moves forwards and the clouds clear, a massive object comes into view. A massive stations, 5 arms outstretched around a ring, bigger than you could imagine, surrounded by a massive defensive fleet. You are at the Citadel, the heart of all galactic government of Citadel Space, the largest faction in the galaxy, and a supermassive space station built, supposedly, by the long-extinct Prothean race. It is a beacon of civilization in the galaxy, of civility, and of ingenuity, protected by one of the most powerful fleets with powerful ships. You see one massive Asari dreadnought, the Destiny Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet, which is that one there. And all around, designs of Turian ships. Our Human Alliance vessels seem to be in great numbers as well. A few Stellarian vessels here and there, but in much smaller numbers. As you approach the station, there is a ping on the console. And you kind of presses a few buttons. passing forward the vessel's identity before a voice comes up. Civilian craft, your credentials are recognized. Proceed to Docking Bay 12 or Kira Ward. Do not stray from your flight path or you will be fired upon. Understood. Shuttle inbound.
Well, this is a warm, welcoming party.
Security remains tight after the events of the Geth invasion of the Citadel some time ago. This outcome is not surprising.
That's a good point, though. I know we're meant to get you some new parts, but are you sure it'd be safe for you to leave the ship if there's some hostility around here?
That is a valid question. I lack sufficient data to answer.
You know, the Geths by design are meant to resemble the Quarian race. So if you were to put some clothes on to cover all the metal and then put on the hood and that, I might be able to couple together. I have spare filters to might be able to make up a mask from the pieces. Try and disguise you as a Quarian. Just dim your light and don't get too close.
Acknowledged. For the sake of continuing to blend in, I would need to pretend to be mute. I am not, after all, capable of the smooth vocals or emotiveness of your vocal cords. Any deception on my part would be lacking.
Yeah,
True, though we do have a voice filter, so long as you keep it to a minimum, you might be able to parse once or twice, depending on who we're talking to.
And if all else fails, you could theoretically borrow my disguise kit, although this is more tuned to me than you, so...
If you have stuff that helps with that, that would be welcome. If you think you could use some of your kit there to help put the ensemble together.
I will definitely try.
All right.
I do too have a disguise kit. So, extra.
Great, more the merrier. Wait a minute. Is
Really?
this the term of... what was it? Makeup, dress up,
Who knows? But either way... Oop, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, on a purely technical level, disguising oneself and playing make-believe with a costume are nearly identical. The difference is in the intention. One is for fun, the other is for deception. This is for deception. It is not a form of play.
Then be the most deceitful disguise you can.
I like to believe I am persuasive. However, I am not good at lying. I am too analytical. Therefore, I shall simply elect to remain silent once my disguise is in place.
Very well. If you ever have put in a position to talk, just be polite. That
Of
usually
course.
works.
And Scrap is going to, I assume we're going to take a few minutes before he disembarks from the Kodiak to try and make me look like a Quarian.
I mean, you still got a few minutes before you dock anyway, because
Alright.
you're going along the selected shipping lane, you got to wait for a few shifts ahead to go.
Alright.
So while Neem is busy doing that, Nixaline was leading this, but Zelina was helping, yes?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll give you advantage with Zelina's help. Nixaline, I want you to roll me a d20 and add the modifier to disguise kit, which is 6, I believe.
Indeed.
This will be rolling with advantage, and we'll see how good you make this disguise. Listen, in the back there's plenty of spare pieces of Aquarian suits, like spare visor for a mask, spare filters, so you can kind of cut together like a facsimile of Aquarian suit from what Nee normally has around to repair her own.
And Scrap is going to temporarily remove the whisk on his hand so that the excuse can be that he just had an amputation at one point.
I mean,
The gasp.
Aquarians get infections all the time, so it's certainly believable.
Indeed.
Yep. Okay.
So 1d20 plus 6, please. You're rolling with advantage.
Yep. Which, the thing I like about these sheets, I can click it and it rolls it.
Yeah.
That's handy. Just need to get it up again. Come on, there we go. Right, I just need to find it. There you are. And roll. What's the number?
16.
Okay.
So 16 will be. If anyone wants to peer through the veil that is scrap, they would need to be at 16. 16 is a
Yeah.
number.
All
All
right.
right, so
And what's with the help with the other disguise kit? How does that benefit?
that's where you got advantage because Zillion was
Alright.
helping you.
Ah.
Yeah,
So
you
it was
roll
two
twice
numbers,
to
60 is high.
so, yep.
I already
So-
know. It's like one of those toolboxes or something.
Finally, as Scrap is dimming his flashlight head, do not draw attention, he will glance towards Neem. Creator Neem, designation Scrap is likely to draw attention if you refer to me. A stand-in name it will likely draw less attention, one following Quarian conventions.
Indeed, this is why code names are important. Especially in this case.
How about Scarapta Kilavatea?
Could you spell that in chat, please?
Literally just scrap, but with an apostrophe in it. So
Yeah, I suppose that works. What do you think, Scrap? Oh,
they're just using the same ship name. That's
Ashtar.
me comes from.
Give me just a second. Acknowledged.
Alright, I'm just going to make a quick handout to make a note. So,
Yep.
Scraps disguise 16 made out see by all.
Indeed.
So, just for a note. Okay. So, when all was said and done, Scrap, you have the suit around you. You've covered every portion of your body. These Quarian style fabrics. The mask is slipped over your head. It's a tight fit given that your hair kind of extrudes out slightly. So you kind of have to kind of mush it there. Definitely requiring the dimming of your head. Your vision is obscured by the mask, so anything to do with perception or aiming definitely have disadvantage where you have this on.
I'm already bad at that, so that's great.
Yeah, because you're having to dull your head, your eye, and you have this mask over your visual sensor. So, but at least to distance scrutiny, there stands a male Quarian in the typical suit.
All right.
Well, well, don't you make a dashing Quarian, Scrap?
Acknowledged. Cover story. I am your shipmate on the same pilgrimage, lost an arm at one point due to a suit malfunction, and I am mute. This could aid in our efforts to locate an Omni tool, an aid to help communicate via text-to-speech engines.
Indeed. If they ask details on that, the repairers on the ship at some point, there was a malfunction, your suit got punctured, sepsis in your hand, a throat infection, destroyed your vocal cords, lost your hand.
Acknowledged. I will rely on you to remain with me and do the talking.
Well, here we go in our docking bay. Best behavior, everyone. I'd rather not end up in a C6 cell.
Scrap is
Indeed.
going to turn off his vocal engine. He can no longer speak.
I admit I will be keeping out of my luxurious prize, while also a few potential jobs on the side, perhaps, and a few other things. Although saying that, looks at Icon. You could give us some valuable information on this place and certain shops, correct?
Indeed, I can continue to be your guide. I have details on various establishments on the Citadel and Secure Award.
Yes, I would love to be filled with that. The more we know, the better, and definitely try to avoid the dodgy parts of this place. You know, every place has them.
Acknowledged. So, as the shuttle veers towards one of the great arms of the Citadel, you peering out the visual quote-unquote windows. Amongst the splendor of the Citadel, you do see various bits of damage along the ward. Some debris still floating in space beyond the artificial atmosphere along these arms. Some buildings scorched in the process of being rebuilt. Damage yet fixed even 2 years on from the aforementioned Geth attack.
Clearly some scars from a terrible time indeed. I recognize it anywhere.
Be that as it may, the shuttle nevertheless veers towards the required dock. Coming gently in as two magnetic arms reach out and latch onto the surface of your vessel and bring it gently in to rest. And as you prepare to disembark at the center of galactic civilization, what you shall find there, and whether your deception holds up, that we shall find out in the next session.
That was tons of fun.
Ye.
And a good gold drop from both characters as well.
Now you just need to talk your way through the CSEC security checkpoint. Then you can shut.
Oh.
Oh, great.
Don't worry, according to Thane, there's at least 14 weaknesses that can be explored.
Right, who's the most important law enforcement among us? Looking.
Either way. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we shall see you all next time.
Bye bye.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
Mal.
Boy.